game 1 against Anton from Sweden, so it was like almost an namesake. I decided to play Siege 2 because that was my quote-unquote anti-hordes list, because I have several instances of grievous wounds, and a lot of shooting, so the idea was that I could shoot and maybe cripple a beast or two, and with grievous wounds they wouldn't be able to heal themselves back up, so kinda like a warjack. So after roll-off I won, and I don't remember if I won or if he won. The thing is that I won first on the top, so I basically moved very conservatively on turn 1, but I wanted to move with this press team to the right, so I could kill whatever came to the flag on Anton's side. And basically I was trying to jump with the trenchers in the middle and have the warjacks and Siege and the Jabber shooting in the back. That plan didn't quite work because he had ¿cómo se llama el muchacho este? Zero, that's the name. So he had a cloud wall, and between that and the force in the middle I didn't have many lines of shooting. I did shoot the Satyr with the Whisper team, but I wasn't able to kill it even with Carly's mini feat, and eventually all that side collapsed because of the wall with the shooting, the shrimp. I don't remember the actual name. But in the middle he used the werewolf to charge the objective, kill it, and with sprint come back up, and he had ammunition. I did try to block the ammunition move with the trenchers and then charge with the defender with fury, but he found an angle that I wasn't able to cover, so he had ammunition back, and then he was able to kill the defender, and basically he was so up and in attrition that he was able to win in scenario. I think that it was 5-1 because I was able to score my flag one turn. But yeah, the game was basically that I don't know what I could have been done better. Probably try to focus fire into the Satyr or the wall that was his only shooting, and try to play more aggressively with the trenchers and sacrifice them to get charge lanes later with the jacks, or buy myself another round of shooting and maybe try to use Siege more aggressively. But yeah, that was basically the game. He came in hard and fast and went for a scenario, and I wasn't able to counter him. So game 2 against Circle Hippy, again a Circle rival, and this time I decided to drop Haley because I really wanted to try her, and I figured that the league is only going to be 3 or 4 games long, and I want to get as many Haley 1 games as possible, because that list was basically speed debuff skew and having the silver line, because with temporal barrier gives -2 speed that stacks with Storm's Mythic Grenadiers and Windcarrier's Grenade that also gives -2 speed. However, he had the shifting stones, which allowed him to teleport things, so that was a counter to that, even if Megalith was speed 1 for most of the game. And he had, with rapid growth and the forest and the building in the middle, he was able to block that inside for me and really dictate the terms of engagement. So the game scenario was really slow, we weren't able to score many points, but at the end he decided to go for an assassination by teleporting Megalith and just spell slinging from that with Gurmund. And even though I think I had 1 arcane vortex or 2, and he also shot me with the Shrimp Walt, and I mean he had such a volume of attacks that even with Arcane Vortex and transfers and the shield guard, because I think I have he was able to knock down the Centurion first to avoid me shield guarding it. So it was basically the game. He knew that the attrition game was going to be slow, and he was already up in attrition, so he decided to go into the tank and went for an assassination. That I think that if he didn't have the shifting stones to really counteract my speed debuff, he would not have been able to go for an assassination. But the truth is that I don't think I have the armor plugin either to get Megalith or any ways to circumvent the forest and everything that his feet did. So yeah, I think my best play would have been try to go for a clock win and trying to jam him as much as possible, protect Haley, trying to score 1 point and deny him his flag as long as possible to force him to go for a risky assassination if I was able to protect Haley better and maybe kill his shooting piece. And yeah, but he played a very good game, and I didn't saw the assassination coming. He had like so many vectors that I was not familiar with, that his assassination run was actually a very good play, and he had like attacks to spare. So lastly, game 3 was against Bart. He was playing Bet 2 Legion. Again, I decided to drop Haley just to keep testing her. And this time the game went a little bit more in my favor. I used he had the feral guys go to his flag. I was able to counter it with hold them high. Basically, that building in the middle allowed me to advance Thorn and Hello into that flank and try to capture his flag. Eventually, he had to go with Pythagoras Zero himself to try to capture that flag, or at least contest me. Not contest me, but deny me the opportunity of capturing it. But basically, yes, Thorn and Hollow basically started silking that side of the table and allowing me to clear all that area and eventually score with Hollow. And on the other side, Gwen just stood on the flag and shot a little bit, but the Star Tower was great. Like it moved on in turn 1 and started shooting every turn, killing Pretty Host and electroleaping a few stuff in the way. And I think he used his feet too early, because basically what I did is shoot the Carnivian with a -2 speed grenade all game, and it was speed 1 like all game, and he didn't do pretty much anything because Haley was behind the wall, so she was rather safe against shooting in general. Eventually I had to move her more to the center to avoid to give some debuffs to the host and the soldier that were on the right side, because the left side was already cleared. And there he went for a very risky assassination involving Breath of Corruptions and everything. but between Arcane Vortex and one of them and the others just scattering, and they didn't do much damage. I mean, Haley took in total, I think, like 7 or 8 damage, but he knew he needed to spike his dice really hard to try to kill me. So I once again I was about to lose an assassination, but we both did the math and we both knew that it was a very long shot, because on the other side, I mean, I had killed pretty much and everything, but the Carnivian, because at one point Thorn was able to kill Tagros because Tagros Beast was already dead, so he didn't have transfer, so it was, I don't want to say squishy, but rather easy to kill with a four-legged jack. But yes, I just ignored the Carnivian the whole game and decided to try to kill everything else, and it worked because I was able to score all game long, and I eventually won on the scenario. And also we both use a lot of clock, so in that regard he also, I don't want to say that he misuses clock, but he wasted a little bit on turns 3 and 4 trying to make the most of his pieces, because again, all the speed debuffs really hurt his game plan. Overall, I think that was the best game of the 3, or at least I feel that in this game my role and I were more or less on the same skill level. I think Anton and Circle Hippy were above me, so that really helped them win those games. But I think I learned a lot from those games too. That helped me win this one.